Okay, so today on Motivate with Love, I am going to talk about balance because so many people have requested a video on how well I balance my life. And so first I want to just start off by saying that you have to have a plan. You know, it was brought to my attention that I had all these wonderful goals, but I didn't have a plan. So with that, I was just remaining stagnant and not really just being able to live out my full potential. You know, I messed up on potential. Okay. So I realized that I really wasn't living out to my full potential by not actually writing down how I wanted to accomplish those goals. And so what I do every morning, I have the same regimen. I start at maybe 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. That way I'm not in a rush, because every time I wake up at 9 or 10 o'clock, I feel like I'm always in a rush. I never have enough time. And so what I do, I generally tell myself that I'll spend about 2 hours each on just writing down what I want to work on for the week, my priorities, you know, what needs to be done ASAP, and then how I'm going to do those things. And then aside from that, I move on to the next thing. And what I mean by spend 2 hours on each, I'll wake up and I'll listen to a daily devotional, and then I'll actually read a daily devotional, and then I'll go ahead and write down my thoughts on paper. You know, what it means to me, the feedback, what I got from it, how I can, you know, use that in my life. And then the next 2 hours, I'll spend that listening to a motivational speaker. I am an inspirational speaker, and I know that the only way that I can get better is to listen to other people and to also perfect my craft and learn a new skill each day. You can never be too good. You can always work on being the best version of you. And so I tell myself, well, if I want to be at the top, regardless of whether it's on the track or off the track, then I have to listen to the best. And so from that, I'll take notes. And then from there, I will actually work on something. So whether it's editing my book, whether it's my social media post, studying for a class that I just recently signed up for, whatever it is, I always make sure that I'm learning something new, because knowledge is power. And when you have power and wisdom all together, then you're able to create something new. And we all know that new requires doing something different. So in that aspect, I always challenge myself to embrace something new and different, because with that, you're able to discover the unknown. And so after waking up and spending 2 hours with my daily devotional, writing down my plans and my goals for the week, and then working on something, I then move on to listen to my worship music or whatever I choose to listen to. Just listen to something just to get my mind in the right frame where, okay, now I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling motivated. You know, I've started my morning off right, and then I'm able to go about my day. And how you plan your day is going back to step one and saying, what do I need to get done for the week? And then you work on that thing first. So for me, you know, being a professional runner, working a, you know, part-time job, and then also being a motivational speaker, a model, and an aspiring author, I have to constantly stay aware of what I spend my time doing and how I spend my time, because you only get 24 hours in a day, and we all get the same 24 hours, but it's about, you know, how you spend yours and the impact you make that day, because you can't go back in time, and we all know that time waits for no man or woman for the matter. So for me, it's very important for me to stay focused on the task at hand and make sure I stay on track, because you can't gain an hour, you can only lose one. And what I've heard years ago is that whatever you do today is very important, because you're spending one day of your life for it. So what are you going to contribute to the world today? You know, how are you going to use your 24 hours in order to make you better than the next person, or make you better than what you were yesterday? And so that's how I balance my life in a nutshell. There's always more details, but I think the main goal is to have goals have a plan, and then actually write down how you're going to execute that plan. For me, I need to see it on paper. You know, for others, they have reminders in their phones, alerts. I have alerts, you know. I have, you know, even at 9 p.m., I have a reminder, hey, you know, pray or read or do this and that. You know, whatever is important for that day, I make sure that I constantly keep it in my mind. So that way I know the direction I'm heading in, because you have to know where you're going. You can't just have a vision and have a goal and have a plan and you don't know the end goal. I mean, that's what it's ultimately about, reaching that end goal and keeping your eye on the prize. So I hope that you've learned something from this short YouTube video on balance. And just remember, if you have goals, you have 24 hours in a day, which I'm assuming you do because you're still watching this video, you're already halfway there. So all you need is a plan and then to execute. Execution is key. Thank you.